Welcome to Suladan Plays Nanoui, or Nanu. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to be honest. It is a demo, and it looks to be like it will be a very interesting game. It is doing some loading stuff right now, so while it's doing that, I'm going to read. The Book of Nanoui has been stolen, plunging the kingdom into chaos and allowing the forces of evil to rise. Set in a fantasy world of great castles, magic, and dragons, our four heroes begin their quest to retrieve the powerful artifact and save the kingdom. Up to 4 friends can join forces and play locally or online to hack and slash your way to victory through hordes of ghouls, trolls, demons, spiders, and much more. I'm going to be honest, I am really getting a Gauntlet Legends vibe off of the description. Like, it sounds a lot like Gauntlet Legends. Not that that's a bad thing, that's an amazing game. I don't know whether you'd call it a genre all of its own, but it's a wonderful game. It's kind of similar. Got four different character types, multiplayer. It was, I think, an arcade game at one point, but it was also for the NES, which is the version I was more familiar with. It is also where the meme of the wizard needs food badly came from. Let's see. Characters. 4 characters. Gatrillion the Wizard, Aaron the Paladin, Erica the Elf, and Brute the Brute. Well, see, now I'm just thinking of Brick from Borderlands. Has a slightly long load time. Also, it's in an engine I'm not familiar with, the Fusion game engine, which I'm just going to call the Fusion engine because, meh. It is the loading screen that never ends. And now that's gonna be stuck in my head all day. Oh, there's actually a percentage up there. Okay. I really hope this gets well, it's an early game. Of course it's gonna get optimized later, but I really hope the load times are better. This makes me think of Sundered, back when it took like 5 minutes to get from one area to another. That has been fixed. I mean, it loads so much faster than it used to. The finisher update is really fun. I have to minorly complain that a number of the finishing moves never really get used. You generally just use the airborne one, because most of the combat is heavily skewed towards airborne combat. But that is more of a quirk of the combat system than of the finishing moves themselves. Are we sure this... Oh, there we go. Are we sure this isn't just... Boy, it'd be nice if I could get that on the screen. That's such a beautiful loading animation thing. We recommend playing with a controller. I recommend recognizing my controller. Meh. Okay then. Minor complaint. The first time you load the game, it takes about 5.5 minutes to load. But what it's doing, and it's not telling you, is it's unpacking files. Because when I closed it and reopened it, it loaded in like 15 seconds. You might want to have the first load, the little text up there, say something along the lines of first time, first run startup, or initializing stuff, unpacking stuff, or just something to let the player know that, there we go, key bindings, Ultimate, I didn't know I was playing League. Ultimate, oh that's right, yeah, if this is in any way resembling of Gauntlet Legends, the later games had you build up a bar and you can pull off ultimates. I'm gonna hide that for a moment so you can see the version number. And we're going to play a local game, because that's apparently the only thing that is functional at the moment. Press start. Press start. I have pressed start. Not everyone has an Xbox. I'm assuming it's because it doesn't like my PowerA controller. Or that, like Steam, it just may be having a fit because because sometimes, well, I don't know, that just may be Steam. But in any case, press 1. Let's go with the mage. How do I mage? Let's see. I love the font. WASD space. I can work with that.
Our story begins like all great stories, with a kingdom. Not just any old, ordinary kingdom. This was a magical kingdom where the mountains were high, the forests were deep and lush, the streams were clear and pure, the fields were rich and bountiful, and people lived happy long lives side by side in peace and harmony. For you see, in the heart of the kingdom laid a great castle, and deep inside that castle, guarded day and night in a fortified room, resided an enchanted book. A magical artifact that was left behind by Nanoui, the most powerful wizard that had ever lived, as a gift to forever watch over the good people of this land. As long as the book stood in the heart of the kingdom, no evil force could ever penetrate its borders, and thus the people lived in peace and harmony for centuries. Alas, one fateful moonless night, a great betrayal struck and shattered the heart of the kingdom. The book was stolen and ripped apart. Its pages were scattered to every corner of the land, and the entire kingdom was overtaken by the dark forces. In that great hour of sorrow and despair, 4 heroes emerged: a wizard, an elf, a paladin, and the brute, banded together and vowed to retrieve the pages, return the book to the heart of the kingdom, and restore the peace once more.
Honestly, gotta say, love the voice acting. Some of the wording is slightly odd. One, that must be, oh dear. There were so many things I wanted to comment on. First, it's funny that he's not just a brute, he's the brute. He's the one and only brute in the whole world. I lost track of some of the other stuff. Were the evil armies just waiting at the border? Because, I mean, one night it went from, you know, the book's gone, but they've been invaded. Yeah, I can double jump. I can roll. I can move. I cannot cast spells. Oh dear, that's gonna be... This game is clearly designed for a controller. I'm gonna just outright say that. I didn't ask for typing. Oh, that's the console. Okay, that seems to be your sheet. Why does the world get blurry? Weapons and abilities have cooldown time. Okay, H. And N. Well, that's... Okay, I can charge that up. Okay. Can I take this? How do I could use a tutorial on the controls. Hold attack button for 3. Yeah, I figured that out. Aiming leaves a little to be desired, but again, with a controller it would probably be a little easier. It's mostly just concerning that I can't sweep with the beam, so once I commit to a direction, it seems... Ooh, a turkey. I'm gonna bring that over here. I'm gonna make an offering to that shield, apparently. See, I don't know what these buttons do. Is there a controls help? Yeah, that's helpful. Yeah, it'd be nice if my controller worked. That is not any criticism towards the game itself. Let's see. Tutorial area. What must we learn here to be freed? Hello, skeleton. Tony, what are you doing over there? Tony. Tony, no. Tony, no. You have no pathfinding capability whatsoever. Oh dear. He figured it out. I insulted his... Why do I always fire to the right? Is that something I'm not... Is there a reason? that I'm not familiar with? Can I only fire to the left and right? Or do I just target enemies? Okay, yeah, I just target the nearest enemy. That's a thing. Or not. Why? Okay, combat is somewhat weird. I mean, the skeleton's pathfinding it, or not pathfinding, his AI for his combat is being very weird. What's this over here? Oh, I leveled up, yay. Can I move? We're in the middle of combat. Now is not the time for level upping. That's how you do damage. You've got to add that boom to it, apparently. Boom! Stop following me. I know this is an early thing, and the combat is going to really be fleshed out at a later point. There we go. Skeletoni is dead. Why is there more Tonys? It took long. Whoa. He's in a bigger hurry than I am. Ooh. Or what he's been eating. He's got some kind of dash attack going on. Okay, why can I not fire back? It seems like you can only fire left and right. The forward and back movement is completely cosmetic. I'm assuming, again, that is to do with the early stage of the game. But it is a little bit odd. I mean, my thought would be, since I'm firing a beam attack, that I could continue using the controller to kind of sweep an area with it. Can you be dead now? This is growing quite tedious. Either hold still or die. Or you move up and down when jump. Oh, you just move faster when jumping. Yeah, that's not going to lead to players jumping everywhere at all. There we go. Okay, how many skeletons are there? Or is this just as far as the demo goes? It's this endless skeleton horde battle. See, I rolled down. It's like left and right seems to be lacking a lot of commands. Like if I try to roll left and right, I roll up and down. If I try to attack up and down, I attack left and right. Get out from behind me. Three skeletons better be it. Oh, you twerp. Thanks for you. I've got a turkey in the other room. Well. I figured that was coming eventually. Your aim is worse than mine. That is not a compliment, sir. No, sir, get away from me. I don't want what you're selling. Okay, the door appears to be opening, but more importantly is the turkey over here. Okay, it seems like jumping sometimes speeds you up and sometimes doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I was bumping into something. Oh wow, my health is really low. I don't know whether that's the maximum health bar, like, for everyone shared? I'm trying to think how to put it. If that entire health bar is my health bar, then somehow I got down to like 1/3 health. If that's just the... I'm trying to think how to put it. Okay, in Dark Souls your health bar dynamically shrinks and contracts. Monster Hunter, same thing, to show your maximum health. So it's weird to me seeing the bar not being full. 1 out of 22 pages collected. Are you a friend or are you a foe? Okay. My magic is just too strong. I touched him to death. Well, that doesn't sound right. Level completed. Also, because of the L being so stretched out, it looks like evil completed. Okay. I don't know how to continue. Oh, there we go. Health, attack, defense. Oh, that's right, I have to use those. Abilities, Lightcaster. Beam. A whisper in a bottle can be used on creatures while pinning down to neutralize and ride them. I don't know. Lots of health. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause here. This seems to be a nice little demo. I do hope that the combat gets smoothed out, but of course it is early. Okay, give me my mouse pointer. It is no 1.0.14, so this is the demo version. This isn't as early access as I expected. That seems to be what the other reviewer person said as well, that combat was the worrying thing. But in any case, this seems to be a beautiful game, but my problem is mostly with the combat seems to be very, at least with the mage, left-right centered. I couldn't attack forward, I can't attack backwards. So it's always a matter of me running across the room so that I can try to line up the enemy where he'll be straight and left to right of me by the time I get charged up, because I can't fire at other angles. You really need the ability to fire at different angles when you're, you know, being a projectile user. At least the forward and back. I mean, I get that it's trying to target the enemies like it aimed up and down for me, but I'm a little puzzled on that and unsure of whether that is a limitation of the engine or just that the combat has yet to be fully fleshed out. I am leaning more towards it just being not fleshed out yet, but I'm unsure. But I would like to see the combat and movement fleshed out a bit. But otherwise, the graphics, the sound, the voicing, it's all very beautifully done. It is just lacking in the combat department, because the combat was pure repetitive. Run away, charge up, blast. Run away, charge up, blast. And it always had to be left and right. The skeleton's movements were a bit quirky, so the enemy AI needs some polishing. But I am thrilled to see more Gauntlet-style games, and I applaud the effort, and I do see potential in the game. I just do think that the combat needs to be really polished between here and like full release. I know it's a demo, but I feel like the combat is going to be off-putting to many who... I worry that the combat might be off-putting to those who try the demo because it makes it feel very slow. The character's movement speed also feels kind of slow based on the size of the area, but that's assuming there's not a run command that I just didn't find. If so, then whoops. It doesn't like my controller. There's not much I can do about that. But in any case, I liked the game. I enjoyed the game. I'm gonna just, show that first level and not try to do all the other stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it here, and I will see you on the next game.